Welcome to the Create Your Happy podcast, where the mission is to empower women in their journey of self-discovery. Here we explore how to fully embrace our humanness, find our unique voice, and understand that through unconditional love and conscious relationships, we have the power to change the world. I'm your host, Christy Holt, your one and only happiness hussy, adventure guide, and conscious funpreneur. I'm on a heartfelt mission to change the world one beautiful soul at a time. Are you ready to elevate your relationships to the next level? I've got you. It's time for a messy fucking beautiful adventure. It's time to create your happy. Today we're going to set off on a journey that's close to my heart, and that is how love in its purest form can be the ultimate agent of transformation. I'm your host, Christy Holt, and today we are going to reimagine love. And I will be sharing how you too can be transformed by love itself from the inside out. As your one and only happiness hussy and adventure guide for life, I want to share that I have journeyed through the peaks and valleys of relationship and come out with a map to life's true treasure, a life and love that's truly fulfilling. And guess what? I'm here to share that map with you. So in this episode, we'll be taking a sneak peek into the 3 pillars of relationship that I teach in my program, Love Reimagined. Now, this course is designed to transform your relationships, starting with the most crucial element, you. In making these shifts within, this change will create a ripple effect in all of your relationships, with your loved ones, with your friends, your family, your clients, your neighbors, and strangers on the internet, and even those relationships with money, food, social media, and humanity as a whole. They will all be affected. So whether you're happily or maybe not so happily partnered, or even if you're single, this course is jam-packed with a ton of juicy nuggets, along with exercises that are designed to take you to the next level in relationships. Now, I really wanted to just share a little bit of the program's magic with you as my valued podcast listeners. So buckle up and let's dive in to this super fun sneak peek into Love Reimagined. So first up, let's talk about mastering the art of communication. Now, in the world of words and silence, every tone and gesture counts. So communication, my friend, is not just about the talking. It's truly about the connecting. It's not just about what you say. It's about coming to a common understanding. And communication is ultimately the bridge between our worlds, the way we get to understand one another on a deep and fulfilling level. Now, did you know that a staggering 70% of our communication is nonverbal? That's right, it's not just what you say, but also how you say it and how it is interpreted. Now, not only that, but the way that we talk to ourselves influences our external communication. For example, if we're harsh on ourselves, if our inner dialogue is negative and hurtful, we may be inadvertently critical of our partners and other people, and we may not even recognize it. It's our normal. So here's a key. When we shift from self-criticism to self-compassion, we truly unlock the door to greater understanding and patience with ourselves and with others. Now, most of these skills that I'm going to share don't come supernaturally, and especially for those who didn't have good modeling. But if we're not intentional with building our communication skills, we may just be missing some key shifts that can help us transform all of our relationships. Now, in this world of relationships, I want to highlight the importance of being really clear about what it is that we need and want. First, clear to ourselves, and then we can clearly communicate to others. This clarity helps to prevent misunderstandings and helps us to build a stronger connection. Plus, it really helps us to get more out of life that we truly want. So rather than staying stuck and focused on what we don't want, this clarity sets us sail on the right direction. Now, knowing and stating what you need is essentially like giving a map to your loved one, because without it, they're simply guessing where the treasure lies. And on the flip side of communication, It's equally important to recognize the power of active listening, not just to the words that they're saying, but to the emotions, the intentions behind them. This can transform regular old interactions into meaningful exchanges. Active listening is kind of like tuning a radio frequency. Now, it's not just about hearing the music, it's about really feeling the rhythm and understanding the lyrics. The ripple effect of self-understanding is that understanding our own triggers and reactions lead us to far more constructive conversations and significantly less conflict. I mean, when you know what sets off your own alarms, you can disarm them before they escalate a situation. It's also critical to be authentic in your communication, especially in meaningful relationships, because being genuine with yourself is a precursor to being genuine and authentic with others. And this is required if we truly want to foster those deep, meaningful connections. Authentic expression is the only path to being truly seen and heard for who we are. Taking off the masks and allowing your true self to shine through isn't always easy, especially when we've been conditioned to please others ahead of ourselves and even to fit into all of the boxes that society has created for us. But essentially, this self-expression of our true nature is necessary if we are going to have any hope of experiencing that unconditional love and acceptance that we crave. And when we let go of living for everyone else, we truly become free. In Love Reimagined, we explore communication strategies that go far beyond words. We truly learn to listen with our hearts and speak authentically with our souls, using powerful techniques to improve your communication and your confidence, a game changer in any relationship. And if you'd like to further explore the topic of vulnerability with both yourself and with others, my program Authenticity Unleashed does a deep dive into this specific topic, along with authentic expression and setting healthy boundaries for happy relationships. The next pillar of a healthy and happy relationship is deepening the bonds of intimacy. Now, intimacy is basically the ocean to all of the rivers of connection. It's the thing that brings it all together. It's vast, it's deep, and sometimes a bit mysterious. And it's not just physical. It's actually really connected. It's emotional, intellectual, and even spiritual. Now, imagine intimacy as a dance where two souls meet and move together in harmony. This dance requires some self-awareness and rhythm with your partner, leading to a more harmonious situation. Now, knowing your own steps in the dance of intimacy will allow you to move in sync with your partner more easily, creating a dance that is uniquely yours. And now we all know the saying that intimacy is really about into, me, see. And that's important to remember because, of course, the most important person to become intimate with is you, with yourself. Now, this journey to deep intimacy with self begins with a single step: self-discovery. Basically, when we know ourselves well, we can then share ourselves honestly and authentically with others. So consider this. How well do you know your own heart? Can you share its rhythm with someone else? I mean, if you're not clear on who the fuck you are, how can you expect anyone else to truly see and hear you? Vulnerability might just be the secret ingredient to a love that lasts. Now, vulnerability is not a weakness. It's actually about courage. And this is all about the courage to be truly seen for who you are. And I'll never forget the moment that I truly opened up to my current partner. The floodgates of understanding and connection opened, and it was everything I had hoped and dreamed for. I finally felt seen and heard. Honestly, it all started with some vulnerability and some courageous risk-taking. Now, of course, it's important to have discernment when we're talking about choosing a safe space to be vulnerable. But the biggest shifts that you can start to create now are actually about being vulnerable first with yourself. Being in touch with your own emotions will allow you to share them more openly with others, and this allows for deepening the intimacy and connection. When you really understand your own heart, you can share it more fully and invite others to truly see you. Now, there is certainly a lot of courage required in order to let ourselves be completely seen and known. That is absolutely true. And we need to step up with this courage. First, to be courageously vulnerable with ourselves, and then to take those risks with those safe people in our lives. Daring to be seen, shadows, warts and all, invites a level of intimacy that surface level interaction is just never going to reach. Another one of the benefits of intimacy is shared growth. Now, this personal development that I'm sharing with you can actually lead to growth both within oneself and within relationships with others. And as each person in the relationship brings new insights, energy, and experiences, they continue to create a meaningful synergy together, learning and growing together. And as you grow and evolve, of course, you bring new perspectives into the relationship. And this is truly a gift of both personal and relationship evolution. Now, Love Reimagined includes some beautiful exercises to really guide you through those deeper layers of intimacy, helping you to peel back the layers and reveal your heart. Final pillar that I'm going to be sharing with you today is all about the power of self-awareness. Now, self-awareness is essentially like the compass that guides us through the landscape of love. It tells us where we are and where we're headed. The dance of love is richest when we step onto the floor as whole beings, full of self-love and acceptance. This is essentially the heart of a thriving relationship. And just as I shared in the last episode, when we come into a relationship whole and unwavering, we truly set ourselves up for a next level magical relationship experience. Remember, the relationship that you have with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship that you have. Relationships are a mirror. The clearer that you see yourself, the clearer you are going to see and be seen by others. And our external relationships, honestly, all kinds of these relationships, and in fact, our entire reality reflects this relationship that we have with ourselves. And by increasing our self-awareness, we are on our way to creating more fulfilling interactions with others. It's also important here to just note that the exploration of one's own values, beliefs, and desires through self-discovery is a very important piece of this journey, as this understanding of self ties into how we navigate relationships. So knowing your true north on your internal compass ensures that you don't get lost or end up on someone else's journey. Once you know yourself really well, you'll want to consider the importance of setting and respecting personal boundaries as an act of self-love, and this actually benefits all relationships because boundaries are not selfish, they are actually self-care. Boundaries are not walls intended to keep people out. Rather, they are invitations for the right people to come into deeper connection with you. They are the lines where I end and you begin, and they are meant to create a safe haven for love to flourish. It's important to note that the power to change our relationships lies within us. We cannot truly change another, so focusing on anyone else will only serve to keep us stuck. Taking radical responsibility for your own happiness is what will empower you to contribute positively to those relationships, thus changing them from the inside out. And when you take charge of your own happiness, you stop expecting others to provide it. And this is the paradox, because this is where happy relationships truly flourish. Now, transforming yourself is transforming your relationships. This personal transformation is contagious, and it can truly inspire change and growth in many other people. As you transform, you become a beacon of possibility, illuminating the path for those around you and giving permission for those around you to be more of themselves. And as a result, relationships really tend to transform as well. While we cannot control anyone but ourselves, we can leave this positive impact on those around us with the choices that we make for ourselves. In Love Reimagined, we do a deeper journey inward to discover the vastness of our own hearts. Because when we learn to love ourselves well, we expand our capacity to both love others more fully and to receive the love of others more deeply. To register for Love Reimagined or for more information about any of my other offerings, including my mini ebook, The Relationship Cheat Codes, please check out the show notes below. And as we wrap up this episode, I want to remind you that love is not just some fleeting feeling. It's actually a life-changing force that can transform you from the inside out. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast for more relationship insights and heartfelt exploration into the world of conscious relationship building. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would absolutely love to hear from you. I love you. Let's go embrace our messy fucking beautiful lives and do some epic shit, shall we? Thank you so much for listening to today's show. I trust you were inspired to take back your power and create your happy. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love to hear from you. Please subscribe, leave a review, and share the show with the women in your life who could use a little more inspiration today. If you'd like to connect or explore the additional resources mentioned in this episode, you can find those details and links in the show notes below. As always, get out there, have fun, be you, and create your happy.